Welcome back to guys. You won't believe what is happening in Salem this March. Seriously, we need to talk because the writers at Days of Our Lives are pulling out all the stops. And I am losing my mind over this new Comings and Goings roster. If you thought last month was a roller coaster, buckle up. We are seeing the return of a terrifying ghost from the past. Dr. Rolf is working overtime. And we have to address the massive elephant in the room. Are we getting Abigail back from the dead? And is the new Chad arriving way sooner than the network let on? Grab your coffee, hit that subscribe button. Let's dive straight into the madness. The return of Owen Kent, a 1-6-year obsession. Let's start with the bombshell that dropped this week. Wes Ramsey is back in Salem. Can you believe it? He reprised his role as the absolute menace, Owen Kent, this past Friday. And you won't believe what happens next. He is already holding Stephanie and Jeremy hostage. Now, for you newer viewers, you might be scratching your head saying, who is Owen? But here's the kicker. We have to rewind exactly 16 years. Back in Tvotusenu, Owen was the creepy morgue attendant who completely lost his grip on reality and kidnapped Stephanie. He was obsessed with her. It was a dark, twisted storyline that gave me chills back in the day. This is insane. To bring back a villain from over a decade and a half ago, pure soap opera gold. Ramsey is famous for playing Peter August on General Hospital. So we already know he eats dark, psychotic roles for breakfast. He actually said recently that dark characters are the most fun to play. I totally agree. But let's be real for a second. I have a bone to pick with the writers. I love Wes Ramsey. The man is a phenomenal actor. But bringing him back for a short-term stint just to have Stephanie play the damsel in distress again, I think this is a huge mistake. Stephanie is a legacy character. She's Steve and Kayla's daughter. She has been through so much trauma. And just when we see her stepping into her power, boom, she's tied to a chair in a basement. Some fans think it's a great throwback, but I think it stunts her character growth. Why Jeremy, though Jeremy Horton hasn't exactly been the center of Salem's universe lately, my theory Owen isn't acting alone. He's a pawn. Think about it. The last time Owen was causing havoc, he was tied up with the DiMeras, which brings me perfectly to our next major returning player. Rolf's master plan, the DiMera chaos. Richard Wharton is getting a massive bump in screen time this March as our favorite mad scientist, Dr. Wilhelm Rolf. And frankly, thank God, Wharton has taken the baton from Will Ute and really made this demonic role his own. Rolf is everywhere this week. Monday, March 2nd, he's sharing scenes with Owen. Aha, told you there was a connection. Tuesday, March 3rd, he's face-to-face with EJ and Gwen. Friday, March 6th, he is cornered by EJ and Paulina. Let's unpack this psychology. Rolf doesn't just hang out for coffee at the Brady pub. If Rolf is in town, someone is getting resurrected, getting a memory wipe, or getting injected with some neon green serum. The fact that he is interacting with EJ and Gwen heavily suggests a massive DiMera power play. EJ is ruthless right now. I despise what EJ has been doing to his family lately. But you have to admit, watching him scheme with Rolf is incredibly entertaining. And Paulina getting dragged into this, she's the mayor. Is Rolf threatening her? Or does Paulina need a favor that only a mad scientist can provide? The rumor mill, Abigail's resurrection, and the new Chad. Because Rolf is back in the mix, we must talk about the rumors setting the internet on fire. Is Abigail DiMera returning from the dead? I know we all watched her die. We mourned her, but this is Salem. No one ever stays dead unless their ashes are scattered in the town square. And even then, I'd ask for a DNA test. For years, fans have speculated that the body in that casket wasn't Abby. I strongly believe she is alive. I think Rolf has had her stashed in one of his cryogenic facilities. Why? Because the DiMera legacy needs Chabby. And that leads to the second massive leak. Word on the street is that the highly anticipated new Chad is arriving in Salem much earlier than expected. Originally, insiders said we wouldn't see the recast until May sweeps. But my sources and the pacing of these Rolf scenes suggest the new Chad could hit our screens by the end of March. I had mixed feelings. Recasting a legacy character like Chad DiMera is a monumental risk. Billy Flynn left massive shoes to fill. If the new Chad walks into the DiMera mansion and doesn't instantly command the room, the fans will riot. I am terrified they are going to ruin the legacy dynamic. However, if this new actor debuts by discovering Abigail is alive, wow. That is the kind of epic, sweeping romance plot twist that put Days on the map. It forgives a recast instantly because the stakes are so high. Heartbreak and healing, Justin. Alex, Melinda, and Sophia while the DiMeras are playing Frankenstein. The Kyriakis family is dealing with pure, raw emotion. Wally Kurth is back as Justin Kyriakis on Tuesday, March 3rd, stepping up to comfort his TV son. Alex, I have to say, Wally Kurth is the unsung hero of this show. He brings such gravity and warmth to Justin. Alex has been spiraling. He's made terrible decisions. He's pushed people away. And his arrogance is exhausting. I honestly couldn't stand Alex last month. But seeing Justin pull him back from the ledge, that's the father-son dynamic we desperately need. It grounds the show in reality amidst all the kidnapping and resurrections. Meanwhile, on Thursday, March 5th, Tina Huang returns as District Attorney Melinda Trask, but she's not prosecuting someone, she's trying to connect with Sophia. Melinda is usually an ice queen, a shark, but showing this vulnerable maternal instinct, I am completely here for it. It adds so many layers to her psyche. She's terrified of losing another piece of her family after everything that happened with Haley years ago. Final March, run down who else is coming and going, all right? Before we wrap up, let's look at the broader comings and goings for the rest of March 2026, because the revolving door of Salem never stops spinning. Aside from Wes Ramsey's short stint and the looming shadow of the new Chad, my sources are hinting at a few more shakeups. A shocking exit. Keep your eyes on the younger teen scene. With Sophia getting this sudden emotional focus, rumors are swirling that one of the younger cast members might be exiting for college or a sudden internship in Paris by the end of the month. The prison release, I am putting my prediction out there right now. Gabi Hernandez, with EJ making moves and Rolf back in town,